In this video, I'm going to walk you through Framer 3.0 version and AI agents inside Framer. We're going to make a real projects with agents inside Framer and tweak the mistakes to see how they work. And also, we're going to cover how to connect external AI agents into Framer. And at the end, I'm going to give you my prompt guideline, which I used to make a lot of stuff with. So without further ado, let's see what do we have. All right, let's jump into Framer. And as you can see, we do have a freeform canvas, let's say design oriented canvas. You do have all the properties to design, and you have this a little agent tab here next to these styles. And basically, this is a tiny little prompt box. You don't have a very good history chat, but you can manage it, obviously. You can create a new chat by this plus button. You can specify your model, and hopefully we're gonna have more of these in the future. But yeah, you can select a layer, you can attach files, and you can basically, as you know, write your prompt and hit send with this little button. Okay, so what I do have here is a pretty long, let's say, prompt. I've specified everything. I told AI to basically create a blog page for me, or let's say a blog, let's say website. And the design goals are discoverable articles naturally, browse multiple categories, search quickly, read, let's say, longer sessions, subscribe to newsletter, trust the brand easily and related content. And basically, I've explained everything. The design style, I told AI that you can inspire yourself by these platforms. Do not imitate the layout directly. And I've explained the page structure. As you can see, we should have all of these features, and the blog card component should include all of these. And the CMS structure, I've explained everything in detail, and this is very important. Like in the next part, I'm going to tell you how I write my prompts, and I'm going to give you a PDF file so you can basically inspire yourself, or you can basically put it into AI and say, generate something based on this, let's say, prompt guideline. Okay, so this is what I've basically come up with for building a, let's say, blog, as I told you. And I've explained all the UX requirements, like the desktop, tablet, mobile, and everything that we need. I've explained the SEO requirements, because this is going to be a, let's say, a real project for me. I'm not going to just build it for this video. Okay. And I've explained the interactions, constraints, and execution process, everything basically. Okay. So, and the final output is deliver complete responsive blog homepage, reusable Framer template, and CMS ready structure, and all of these, let's say, bullet points. Okay. So I'm going to completely copy this. And I'm going to come to my Framer on the agent tab and paste it right over here and just hit send. Nice. I have fast forwarded the video, and as you can see, if we go back to the Framer, you can see that it's planning and creating a design plan, searching for fonts and searching for images, and it's basically generating my content. All right, as you can see, we're not done yet, but we can iterate and make it nicer. But for the first shot, for the one shot, it's amazing. Like you can see that it's completely made a blog. And if we go to the CMS tab, you can see that there is multiple CMS, let's say, contents here. And if I go back to my canvas, you can basically follow with everything that AI is trying to do. For example, like if you hit follow, as you can see, on the specific page that is thinking about, you can follow the process, you can see what's happening, and you have a nice report here of what is done and how long it takes. And yep, you can basically stop it there and say, oh, don't do this, for example. Nice, we have everything ready. So what I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to basically run this template to see if everything is working perfectly fine. For example, we do have this search bar. I'm going to search for calm, and yep, it's not working, and neither the categories. But yeah, we're gonna basically fix this. For example, this is not selectable, like we cannot go to the inner page. So that's why we have to iterate and make it better. If I scroll down, you'll see that all the contents are ready. And for example, this subscribe button with this input, we can iterate, make it better. And the footer, it's okay. Nice. If we hit back and try to prompt more, like for example, I'm going to say the inner page of each blog post should be in the project. And plus, I'm going to say that the search bar and the categories are not working. So it's going to basically iterate and make components and make it functional. All right, the prompt is ready. It's not that big deal. Like we are talking like a normal human, and I believe that everyone does this because in the iteration you cannot generate another prompt. AI is gonna basically think differently about your project. We're gonna stay with this, and we're just gonna tweak it a little bit more. And if I hit that send button, it's gonna generate everything what I said. All right, nice. As you can see, everything is ready, and my second prompt is done. The inner pages are done, and we can now click on the cards and see the inner page of the blog, let's say, post. Okay. And the search and the filters should be okay. So, for example, I'm going to search for this column. Yeah, as you can see, it's working perfectly. Okay, let's delete this and let's go with the categories. Nice. And it's working. And if we go to the CMS, you'll see that it's created for basically collections. And we do have the categories, we do have the authors, topics, and the actual blog article CMS. Okay, if we go back to the canvas, you'll see that we do have the trending now latest articles, editors picks, for example. So I don't need this one actually. I'm gonna delete this. And the popular topics are not okay. Placing is basically wrong. And everything else is good. Like we can do a little bit design work on this to make it perfect. And to me, this is very functional. Let's go back to the chat. And as you can see, we can undo all of the changes and we can mark as bad this one. And we can basically see how it's using the tokens and copy this to basically paste it somewhere if you're working at a team. And we do have the revert option in the main prompt to basically revert all of the changes that we made. Okay. So I'm going to hit a new chat here because I want to keep the previous one. And it's basically related to the first shot of the project. So here, what I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to select skills with basically hitting slash. You can see all of these skills, and these are built-in Framer skills. We cannot add our own skills, but yeah, this is what we have right now. And about those skills, actually, you're going to tell your AI agent that, okay, for example, if I hit CMS, you're going to tell your AI agent that you are a specialist in CMS work in Framer, okay? You're going to make your AI agent a specialist in CMS, for example, with adding skills, okay? This is the, basically, this is what skills are. For example, if I basically upload a CSV file, I do have a CSV file here. I'm going to upload it here. And this has 20 more contents for my CMS. So what I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to write my prompt. For example, I'm going to say, put these CMS items from the CSV file and match them up with the current style and pick the images yourself. You're free to edit CSV content to match it up with ours. Okay. So this is very good. Like with the CMS skills, or let's say, for example, if I want to continue this prompt and say at, for example, I can select somewhere for the, I can select the collections, I can select the components. If I press add, I can select the styles. For example, I want to say that, okay, the article detail H1 is not good. Let's edit it. Okay. So this is how you have access to the components, styles, and collections. All right, I wrote my prompt. I said, make the H1 titles just a little bit smaller. I'm going to hit send. And as you can see, it's generating for me, and I can do my design work parallel with the AI agent. Okay. So for example, if I want to edit this part, I can do that. And if we go back to the agents, it's working and it's perfect for repetitive, let's say, works. For example, I have 20 collections on the CSV file that I just uploaded. And if I wanted to do it manually, it takes forever. Like right now, it takes 22 minutes, for example. Yeah, 1 minute, 2 minutes to generate and match it up with all the current collections and current articles. So that's why I say that is perfect for repetitive works. You cannot expect a full design from AI, and you can basically work parallel with AI with this beautiful and nice and neat canvas that we have on Framer. Okay, now let's go to the blog inner page and see what happened there. As you can see, everything is responsive and okay. We do have the editor's name and role, and we have the content here and also the images and I think a breadcrumb or something. Yeah, I think, yeah. And we do have the time, the publishing date, and the summary description. Nice. What I just want to test is actually if I go back to blog and if I run the template once again, I cannot run it. Okay. While the AI agent is doing the work, I cannot run the preview. That's okay. We're going to wait for the prompt to end. All right. As you can see, all of the blog articles are updated. The text style is done. And we do have the 20 items from CSV file. We can hit view to see all of the content added here. And if we go back to the canvas, you'll see that this only loads let's say 6 items. If we set it to 20, or if we set a pagination for that, that would be better. But in this video, we're not gonna take too long times to edit this template, but the result is good actually. Let's get it back to 6, and it's perfectly working. And as I told you, with these skills, we can basically fine tune our AI agent to make breakpoints, let's say work with CMS, components, code, review, ask me, and style and analytics. Okay, this is good for now. We're going to have more skills, or let's say custom skills in the future, hopefully. And before we go into the next part, I want to tell you something. We do have the branches here, like you can specify and edit, tweak everything you want and keep the main website and template original, okay? For example, we do have 2 mode here. If we set it to auto, it's basically saving all of the changes in a separate branch that we can merge it later, okay? And if we set it to manual, it's going to be basically, it's going to be on us to make a new branch and edit everything that we want, okay? So I'm going to hit it auto and come here and yep, I'm going to write something, load up the skull, and yep, let's make it white. Let's make it bigger. And as you can see, we do have the generated name for the branch. We can rename it, obviously, and call it skull v2.v1.01. Okay. And what we can do is actually we can merge it to the main. Okay. If we switch between the main, you won't see the changes that I just made, that text one. Okay. And if we hit skull version 1.01, you can see the changes and you can merge it to the main or delete or whatever. This is a huge change to me. Like in the past, I was basically drafting the pages and editing a bunch of, let's say, pages and templates on draft files. And now I do have the branch, which is basically on the paid plan. That's why I switched to this project. But it's cool that we have this feature because it is very, very important when we are trying to develop, especially with AI, because sometimes the result is not what we want and everything is changed and you cannot do anything. You can go to the version history, but that is not really a good, let's say, way for this. Okay. So we do have the branches and it's perfect for developing everything inside Framer with its beautiful and neat canvas. And in the next part, I'm going to tell you how to load your external AI agent to do basically, for example, I do have this one here. I basically created a 3D skull here, and I couldn't upload the GLB or let's say 3D model into Framer. That's why we need external AI agents. Okay. So in the next part, I'm going to teach you how to connect your external AI agent into Framer. All right, now we have to install the external agents into our Framer and basically connect them to Framer. And if you come to this URL, you'll have all the instruction to basically connect Codex, Cloud Code, Cursor, Anti-Gravity, and basically all the popular AI agents out there. Okay. So for example, I'm going to go with Codex. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it here. As you can see, you do have all the instructions. You have to first install the Node.js version 24, or let's say newer. And the checklist is something like this. You have to first verify that the node is installed. And if I scroll down a little bit, you'll see that we have to first verify, as I told you, and we do have this command, which adds 2 skills into Codex or Claude or anything that you have. All right. I'm going to switch to my terminal. As you can see, I've verified the node version and I hit this basically command that we see on the instructions. And I installed 2 skills to my Codex. Okay. So if I go to my Framer and copy this project link, as you can see, they said on the instructions that on the browser, just copy the address bar. And on the app, you have to right click on your project tab. I'm going from here. This is the AI agents that we just worked on. And I'm going to copy the link. I'm going to move to my Codex and just basically paste it here and say, all right, let's set up Framer project URL this, and I'm going to hit enter. And as you can see, my Codex is going to basically get my improvements on setting up this project into my external agent. All right, as you can see, it's running the process and we should have a browser tab opened on our, as you can see, this is for improvement. We're gonna hit approve and ta-da, the agent is approved and we can basically do everything inside this Codex page with our Framer project. All right, as you can see, everything is done here. And I should mention that the Codex or Claude or any external agents cannot apply some, let's say, crucial changes to your Framer project. For example, they don't have access to analytics. They don't have access to domains on your setting. They cannot assign overrides to your nodes. So these are the things that you cannot do with external agents yet. All right, guys, that's it. As I told you, I prepared a prompt formula file in the description. You can download it, and that's the basics and the, let's say, core steps to make a nice prompt and generate a better one-shot. If you want to train your AI agent to act like a web developer or UI UX designer, definitely check that out and mix it up with your needs and wants and tastes to make nicer results. Keep in mind that that's not the whole process, and you have to use that prompt formula or let's say guideline to just make better prompts and tell your AI what you exactly want. See you in the next one. Peace.